For this video, I'm gonna be listing off my top 10 favorite rock/heavy metal bands with Bud Ding Langley.
Hello YouTube, what's up? Welcome to another video, and I'm going to be doing a collaboration video with Speardude21 and ScorpionDeathDrop, and we're all going to be doing like our favorite rock and metal bands.
And ScorpionDeathDrop.
Hey, what's going on everybody? This is the ScorpionDeathDrop here. I'm back here with another motherfucking video on Speardude21's channel.
Number 10 on my list is AC/DC. AC/DC is an amazing, legendary rock band. Their music has been described as forms of hard rock, blues rock, and heavy metal. They are well known for their dope-ass songs like TNT, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, You Shook Me All Night Long, Highway to Hell, Hell's Bells, Rock and Roll Chain, etc. This dude by the name of Robert McPartland even said this about AC/DC. AC/DC will assert that they are not specifically a metal band. Their music, loud, hard, and guitar-driven, may best be described as hard rock. However, there are people who will say that they are indisputably metal. Therein lies the ongoing problem of the categorization. While AC/DC has referred to the underworld and they have given their listeners Highway to Hell and Hell's Bells, their songs are constructed on straightforward major and minor power chords. They are not modelly developed as are a good deal of heavy metal compositions. Their sound is loud and crisp, not muddy or down-tuned. AC/DC has been around for like a very long time, ever since 1972 or 1973, I think, which is like either 20, 21, or 22 years before I was born in 1994. I've done the research, and AC/DC has sold literally more than 200 million records worldwide, including over 70 million albums in the United States, making them the, I think, 10th highest selling artist in the United States, and the 14th or 15th best-selling artist worldwide. Number 9 on my list is Bon Jovi. They're most well known for their dope-ass song, Living on a Prayer. They've been around since like 1982 or 1983, which is like 10, 11, or 12 years before I was born. They have also sold more than 100 million records worldwide, making them one of the best-selling rock bands of all time. Yeah, and I also must add that Bon Jovi was also inducted into the UK Music Hall of Fame back in 2005 or 2006, and into the US Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2018. Other proof that Bon Jovi is an awesome legendary band is because they received the Award of Merit at the American Music Awards back in 2004 or 2005. And John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora were inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame back in 2009, I think. Was it 2009? It was either 2009 or 2010. I can't really remember. So these are just some of the reasons why Bon Jovi made it on my list. They're another legendary talented rock band, and they make awesome music, bro. Y'all definitely gotta check out their music when you get a chance if you haven't already. Number 8 for me would have to be Slayer. I think it was Slayer who said in one of their interviews that when they sing about hell and demons, they only do that to scare people. It has absolutely nothing to do with them worshiping Satan or being Satanists, because they are actually not Satanists at all, like the dumbass stereotypes about heavy metal music claim. Their music is actually known as thrash metal, but that's a subgenre of heavy metal, so it's okay to put them on my list. Slayer is known as one of the most influential bands in heavy metal history. Slayer's down-tuned rhythms, infectious guitar guitar licks, graphically violent lyrics, and artwork set the standard for tons of emerging heavy metal bands. And I'm pretty sure I also heard that MTV ranked Slayer as the 6th greatest metal band of all time. In my opinion, some of Slayer's best songs would have to be Angel of Death, Raining Blood, Bloodline, Disciple, Chemical Warfare, and I know they have plenty of other great songs also, but those are just some of my favorites by them. Number 7 on my list would have to be Killswitch Engage. Definitely Killswitch Engage. Hate by Design would have to be my favorite song by them. That song never gets old to me. What's totally awesome about that music video to that song is the ending, when they're all just taking in the meaning of the song by thinking deeply and silently about it, and how it affects all of them individually in their own way, as well as it affects, inspires, heals, and gives hope to their fans going through a tough time in their life. And it was actually 100% unscripted. They are known as some of the most down-to-earth dudes in the entire music industry. Their fans always come first cause they're the ones they do it for, and are always down to hang out before and after shows to give thanks. They are overall a great band and great people, so that's exactly why I put them on this list, man. Number 6 on my list is Godsmack. They're a rock band that formed back in 1995, and some of their best songs, in my opinion, would have to be I Stand Alone, Voodoo, The Enemy, Whatever, I Fucking Hate You, Serenity, Straight Out of Line, Speak, Shinedown, Crying Like a Bitch, etc. Their subgenres include heavy metal, post-grunge, nu metal, alternative metal, and hard rock. Alright, so at number 5 on my list is Disturbed. They're a heavy metal band that formed in Chicago back in 1994, which is the year I was born. I'm sure y'all heard their song called Down With the Sickness, because I'm pretty sure that's their most well-known song. Raymond at one time stated, "We probably have too much melody going on, or we're not quite as turbulent or caustic. Well, I really love that type of music. It's not what we try to do. If we have to place things in context, we're more hard rock than heavy metal these days." According to Draymond, the lyrics that he writes are inspired by actual experiences of his own, and he stated that he likes to present his ideas with cryptic lyrics. Lyrical themes range from concepts of heaven and hell, domestic abuse, suicide, insanity, relationships, wars, vampires, werewolves, demons, etc. Number 4 for me would have to be Slipknot. They're a heavy metal band that formed back in 1995. Some songs I like by Slipknot would have to be Psychosocial, The Devil and I, Before I Forget, Snuff, Dead Memories, Kill Pop, and many others. They definitely rock and are one of the best heavy metal bands of all time. Number 3 is Korn. They're a metal band that formed back in 1992 or 1993. And their music is pretty damn dope, just like all the other bands I listed. Korn also said their influences include... Wait, who did their influences include? The Primus, Alice in Chains, Pantera, Cypress Hill, Ice Cube, NWA, Rage Against the Machine, Ghetto Boys, oh yeah, and Van Halen. Oh yeah, and they also said Dr. Dre is one of their influences as well. And I'm pretty sure there's other influences that they had that I'm forgetting about. But, so a lot of Korn's work has actually been inspired by hip-hop and rap music. They even did a cover of Ice Cube's song, Wicked, which was a very dope-ass cover, bro. Number 2 is Metallica. I actually grew up listening to Metallica, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses. So, I'm sure y'all have heard Metallica's song Enter Sandman before, because I'm pretty damn sure that's Metallica's best well-known song. Metallica formed back in 1980 or 1981 in Los Angeles, California. Metallica has released 10 studio albums, 4 live albums, a cover album, 5 extended plays, and over 30 singles and music videos. They have won like 9 or 10 Grammy Awards from 23 nominations. Metallica is also known as one of the best, most successful bands of all time by most of the music industry. And they have sold over 120 million albums worldwide. Metallica has been listed as one of the greatest bands of all time by magazines such as the Rolling Stone, which ranked them at number 61 on its 100 greatest artists of all time list. Jonathan Davis from Korn said he respects Metallica as his favorite band of all time. And this is what he said about Metallica. I love that they've done things their own way, and they've persevered over the years, and they're still relevant to this day. I think they're one of the greatest bands ever. Hell yeah, man. True words by Jonathan Davis from Korn, bro. And last but not least, number 1 on my list is Guns N' Roses. These dudes are dope as hell, man. And they're my favorite rock band of all time. I grew up listening to songs like Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain, Patience, Knocking on Heaven's Door, etc. Guns N' Roses was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in April of 2012. They're one of the world's best-selling bands of all time because they've literally sold more than 100 million records worldwide. Their song Sweet Child of Mine has the most views on YouTube for an 80s music video. And I think November Rain has the most for a 90s music video, becoming the first from that decade to reach over 1 billion views. These guys, Guns N' Roses, are definitely legends, and they're well respected in the music industry. So these are just some of the many reasons why Guns N' Roses is my favorite rock band of all time. Well, this was my list of my top 10 favorite heavy metal / rock bands. Again, that list was AC/DC at number 10, Bon Jovi at number 9, Slayer at number 8, Killswitch Engage at number 7, Godsmack at number 6, Disturbed at number 5, Slipknot at number 4, Korn at number 3, Metallica at number 2, and Guns N' Roses at number 1. Now we shall see what Bud and Scorpion's favorite heavy metal and rock bands are. I'll see you guys again next time, and be sure to enjoy some heavy metal and rock music after you watch this dope-ass collab. Rock on, y'all. Rock on.
This is the second collab I'm gonna be in. I don't know how the other people in this collab are gonna do theirs, but with me I'm gonna do mine backwards from 10 to 1, so this way I can like give in a more depth with these bands if I have to. Okay, to start things off, we're gonna start with the band that's in the 10th position, Aerosmith. I have a few of their songs on my iPhone when it comes to Apple Music and all that other shit, but when it comes to the artist himself, Steven Tyler, he can be a bit of a douchebag. The reason I put Aerosmith at number 10 mainly is because of how Steven Tyler was acting the last year politically. I'm not going to get into any details about that, but that's why he's currently at number 10 right now. But until that changes, he's going to stay at number 10. Okay, at number 9, we got, I think it's Transylvania. I'm not sure what country this band based themselves out of, but we're gonna go with Nox Arcana. If you're into like that eerie medieval music, this is definitely the band for you, because they have a lot of medieval music that you probably like. I think they have like a total at least of 6 or 7 albums at best. But the one I recommend listening to first is their one album, Blood of the Dragon. If you want to get into Nox Arcana, I suggest starting there because the medieval music on that album is just straight up epic. But if you want to listen to medieval music, then Nox Arcana is the band for you. Number 8 is pretty much obvious because that fits this collab to a T. I'm talking about none other than AC/DC. This band is pretty solid. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that are making cover songs of this band these days. Even a certain band I don't like, Two Cellos, even cover these guys' songs. And I gotta say, this band is pretty solid. Excuse me, I can't even talk right now. What I meant to say is that this band is pretty solid. And I like these guys. There are only two I like. That is Thunderstruck and Highway to Hell. I could listen to their newer stuff, but I just rather prefer their old stuff over the newer stuff because that's what got me into rock and metal in the first place. This is one of the bands that did. So we're now going to move on to number 7. Okay, now that we got the first 3 out of the way, time to move on to number 7. Adia or Adia, however the fuck you say that band's name. This band is pretty good. I think they're considered punk rock, or pop rock, whichever the fuck it is. But in all seriousness, I like this band here because they cover a lot of classicals like Beethoven's Ode to Joy and Rossellini's William Tell Overture and all that other stuff. If you like classical remixes, I recommend listening to Adia or Adia, however the fuck you say it. So that's number 7, but now we're going to move on to number 6. I know a lot of you are probably going to be shocked with this selection, but for number 6, Shaman's Harvest. I know a lot of you people are going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Who is Shaman's Harvest? Believe me, when I started listening to this band, I was just exactly like you. I even want to know who the fuck these guys were. I didn't even know about this specific band until they did, I think, 3 wrestling songs. I think that's what they did. Shaman's Harvest made their debut in the music industry by making the first theme song for Drew McIntyre, Broken Dreams. You can look that up on YouTube. I recommend listening to the studio version because that's a very good version compared to the edit cut by Jim Johnston there, who was under the creative direction of Joey's Music at the time. But this band is pretty good. They also did End of Days, V1, 2, and 4. They didn't do the, I think it was V5 they did last. Because I forgot that V4 was under a completely different artist. So if you like rock, Shaman's Harvest is definitely the band for you. So let's move on to 5. And for number 5 is Motorhead. I grew up with this band because this was the official first band in history to ever be promoted on live television in a sport that was pretty much outlawed for a number of years, which was wrestling. And Motorhead was pretty good. If you don't know this band, then you grew up in the wrong generation, because this band you should recognize almost immediately, because this band made the theme song of Triple H. Rest in peace, Lemmy, we'll miss you. For those who didn't know, the band leader and the vocalist, Lemmy, passed away. I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, however many years ago it was. But rest in peace, Lemmy. We'll miss you, bro. And number 4 should be a recognizable name. For those who are friends with me on Facebook or Instagram, you should know this, because both me and Bud Dean Langley are very huge fans of this band, and we have separate albums of them as well. I'm talking about none other than Disturbed. And I had the distinct honor to see them twice in Niagara Falls. And let me tell you, when you see a Disturbed concert live like I did 2 times, they are the most chill people you could ever meet. Like, I remember this one guy was coming up to me like, "You're the ScorpionDeathDrop, right?" And I said, "Yeah, how you doing, home?" And we're still friends to this fucking day. So like I said, Disturbed is in my top 4 bands. And I'm going to get into the last 3 because I don't want to keep you guys on for too long. So let's get on to the last 3 and hopefully we can get this shit over with. Okay, and for number 3 is Metallica. This is another band that I grew up with besides Motorhead. And the songs I like with this band is Enter Sandman, Ride the Lightning, and Seek and Destroy. This band is pretty good. Like, there's this one thing my old man used to fucking do. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. Every time I play Enter Sandman, he would go fucking crazy. Like, he'd be kicking the sofa and all that other shit. But enough about that. Let's get to the last 2 and hopefully we can get this over with. Because like I said before, I don't want to keep you guys for too long. Number 2 is Gregorian. This is my top 3 favorite bands of all time. Because this band right here was one of the main factors that helped me get through my depression when I was a lot younger. Because I was getting over a 6.5-year relationship that went sour, obviously. So I was still feeling depressed at that time, so I seeked out ulterior methods to cope with that, and Gregorian helped me with that. I mean, the cover songs they do is beyond incredible. They'll blow your fucking mind away. They did Phil Collins, Evanescence, and that one song from Gladiator, Now We Are Three. And this, if you are feeling depressed, this is definitely the band for you. Search up Gregorian on YouTube because the cover songs they do is simply incredible. No other band does it like they do. Now we're going to get to the first and final band that I like, Celtic Woman. A lot of people may not know this about me, but I'm actually Irish in blood. And this band is very, very, very good. And this is one of the few bands out there that is actually all female as far as the singers and stuff. I don't know what generation, what category they're under, excuse me. I don't know what category they're under. I think they're under Celtic rock or something like that. I can't really remember exactly. But I think they're under Celtic rock or Celtic metal. I can't remember what they're under exactly as far as the category. But yeah, I would check these bands out. I would check the 10 that I listed because some of them you may never even heard of. Well, that's all I got for this video collaboration, which I've done twice on this channel. And I hope you check these bands out. So again, Speardude, thank you for having me on your channel. And for those who want to come check my channel, my name is the ScorpionDeathDrop, and I'll see you on the next video.
But for my part, I'm going to be doing 5 apiece per genre, like 5 rock bands and 5 metal bands. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with my part of the video. Alright, so my number 5 pick for the rock section of the video is Alter Bridge, and Alter Bridge is a really, really great band. I think they're really underrated, and most of their members consist of former Creed members. The only difference between Alter Bridge and Creed is the lead vocalist, and believe me, Alter Bridge's lead vocalist is way better than Creed's lead vocalist. But yeah, Alter Bridge, they're a way better band than Creed will ever imagine of being, because like I said before, I couldn't never get into full albums by Creed, but I bet if I listen to a full album of Alter Bridge, I bet I can get into that. So yeah, Alter Bridge, they're way better than Creed was ever, you know. I mean, they're not as popular as Creed was, but they have some really great, fantastic music, including the song Watch Over You, Blackbird, and they even did the former WWE Superstar Edge's theme song, which was called Metalingus. That's an amazing song as well. So yeah, Alter Bridge, y'all definitely should give this band a chance, because like I said, they're amazing, very underrated, and way better than Creed was ever. So yeah. But yeah, Alter Bridge, they are my number 5 pick. Okay, number 4 is 3 Days Grace, and honestly, I do like 3 Days Grace. They're a really great band. They've been around since the late 90s or early 2000s, but yeah, I prefer the Adam Gontier era of 3 Days Grace, but they do have some great songs with the Matt Walsh era as well. But yeah, I think Adam Gontier fit the band better, of course, not just because he was the original vocalist, but his singing voice fit the band a lot better. But yeah, I do enjoy some of the songs from Matt Walsh era as well, though. But yeah, 3 Days Grace, they're one of the most popular rock bands of all time, and they definitely deserve it because they are a really great band. Okay, number 3 might make some of y'all mad, but my number 3 pick is Nickelback. I mean, I know some people were like, oh, Nickelback sucks, they're the worst band of all time because all of their songs sound alike, which is kind of true. Most of their music does sound alike. It's because some of their songs are love songs, some of their songs are ballads and heartbreak and all that stuff. But yeah, I do enjoy Nickelback's music though. I think they're a great band, and I think they just get way too much hate, honestly. They're not my favorite band, but I still do like Nickelback's music. Okay, number 2 is Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi, they used to be a glam metal band back in the 80s, but as the 90s and 2000s came, they switched from glam metal to rock music, which I'm not really into glam metal. But yeah, their glam metal stuff, it was pretty decent, but I think the rock material is a lot better. Like, It's My Life. It's My Life was a great song. Thank You for Loving Me, that's a beautiful Bon Jovi song. Lost Highway, that's more of like a country rock type thing, because Bon Jovi does have a little bit of country rock within their catalog of music. But yeah, I really enjoy Bon Jovi. Some people may not like them, but I really prefer Bon Jovi if you want to listen to some amazing rock music, because it don't matter what they're doing. Fun songs, love songs, breakup songs, they're just a fantastic band all the way, man, because John Bon Jovi, the lead vocalist, he's such an amazing songwriter and amazing vocalist, and this is why Bon Jovi is definitely one of the best bands of all time within the rock community. But yeah, Bon Jovi, they're definitely one of my favorite bands ever. Okay, and number 1 is Shinedown. Many people probably don't know who Shinedown is, especially the ones that I'm collabing with in this video. They're probably not too familiar with Shinedown, but Shinedown brought us an amazing album called The Sound of Madness in 2008, and honestly, that is my favorite Shinedown album to date, because every song on the album is fantastic. My second favorite Shinedown album would probably be Amaryllis, which is their 2012 album. That has some really great songs as well. But yeah, Shinedown, in my opinion, they're just like Alter Bridge, a very underrated band, and their lead vocalist in Shinedown is amazing as well. They just have some amazing songs. But yeah, my number 1 for the rock section of my collab is Shinedown. Definitely check out this band, guys, if you don't know who they are, because I think they will blow you away, because when I first heard them in the later 2000s, I was blown away. Amazing band. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on to the metal section of my video. And number 5 for the metal section is Godsmack, and I know Godsmack ranges between different subgenres, but they can be classified as new metal, hard rock, alternative metal, and heavy metal. But yeah, Godsmack, they're not my favorite hard rock or heavy metal band or alternative metal band, but I still like Godsmack's music, and if y'all seen my review on their album Faceless, you will know that that is one of my favorite Godsmack albums, because it's an amazing album. But yeah, Godsmack, they are a great band, and I definitely recommend this band to people who want to check out a earlier metal band, especially from the early 2000s and late 90s. Okay, number 4 on my metal section of the collab is Pantera. And man, Pantera, they started out as a glam metal band, kind of similar to what Bon Jovi did, but as time went on and on and on, they switched from glam metal to groove metal, and even some of their albums have had a little bit of thrash metal influences within their music, and that is Pantera, of course, since they're my number 4 pick. But yeah, Pantera, they were something special, and they're one of the very first metal bands that I could ever get into, or they're one of the very first metal bands that I got into, especially with their song Walk, because that was the very first Pantera song I heard, and I first heard that song around 2015, I believe, but I really didn't get into metal more until like 2017 or somewhere in 2018. But yeah, I've discovered a lot of amazing metal bands within the last 2 years or so. But yeah, Pantera, very amazing band. They split up in 2003. But yeah, rest in peace both Dimebag Darrell and his brother Vinnie Paul, both legends, and they definitely deserve their place within the metal community because they were fantastic musicians and a fantastic band overall. Definitely recommend Pantera. Okay, number 3 is a metalcore band, but they're still metal, of course, because metalcore is a subgenre or fusion genre of metal, like hardcore, punk, and some other kind of metal or whatever. But yeah, Killswitch Engage, they're my number 3 pick, and man, this band is definitely one of the best metalcore bands around. They've been around since 1999. Their debut album, which is their self-titled album, it came out in 2000. I know Killswitch Engage has 2 self-titled albums. Their debut self-titled came out in 2000, and their second self-titled album came out in 2009, and I'm really glad that Jesse Leach has been back in Killswitch Engage since 2012, because he took a long hiatus away from Killswitch Engage in which Howard Jones replaced him for about 10 years. But yeah, Killswitch Engage, they finally got their lead vocalist, Killswitch Engage finally got their original lead vocalist, Jesse Leach, back in the band after a long time away. But yeah, Howard Jones, he was with the band for their Killswitch Engage's first album with Howard Jones was 2004's album, The End of Heartache, which I love the title track. One of the first songs that ever got me into Killswitch Engage. Definitely love that song. Another album they had with Howard Jones was 2006's album, As Daylight Dies. And I think their last album with Howard Jones was actually the 2009 self-titled album, so I think Howard Jones actually only appeared on 3 Killswitch Engage albums as lead vocalist. But good news is that when Killswitch Engage releases their new album August 16, 2019, we will get a guest appearance from former Killswitch Engage vocalist Howard Jones. Howard Jones was not the original vocalist, he was just filling in for original vocalist Jesse Leach when Jesse Leach was on a long break away from the band in the earlier 2000s. But yeah, Killswitch Engage, though, they're definitely one of the best metalcore bands around, and definitely one of the pioneers of metalcore, in my opinion. Definitely an amazing band. Y'all definitely should check these guys out. They're multi-talented. I listen to them on a daily basis because they're that damn good. Okay, number 2 is Iron Maiden, and man, Iron Maiden, they're fucking fantastic. You can't go wrong with Iron Maiden. Many of you guys probably don't know who this band is, especially the ones I'm collaborating with here in this video, but yeah, Iron Maiden, they're fucking fantastic. What else can I say about Iron Maiden? Definitely one of my favorite classic metal bands of all time. Nothing else to say. I love Iron Maiden's music. They're that damn good. Definitely a great band, and definitely one you guys should check out. Alright, and my number one pick for the metal section of my video is Slipknot. And I know Slipknot gets a lot of hate, basically for no reason at all, because lead vocalist Corey Taylor, whether he has melodic vocals or growl vocals or whatever he does with Slipknot, I know he's the lead vocalist, of course, but I'm just saying, like, whenever he's doing melodic vocals or the screaming or growling vocals within Slipknot, he's amazing either way. He's also in a band called Stone Sour. You guys definitely should check out Stone Sour as well. But yeah, Slipknot, they're a great band, and I really don't have much to say about Slipknot, but they are one of my favorite bands of all time. So yeah, I know it wasn't easy coming up with 5 bands apiece for rock and metal, but this is all I have for you guys, and if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. And yeah, this is all I have, guys. Thank you, Speardude21, for wanting to do another awesome collaboration with me. This was such a fun video to record because I'm a big fan of both rock and metal music, especially metal. But yeah, other than that, guys, God bless you, and I will see y'all next time. Y'all stay heavy, and peace.